You ever had that feeling like, man, I just want to have a deeper relationship with my kids? Like, I know we're in the same house together, but you're on your tablet over there, I'm on the phone over here, and are we really maximizing the time that we have together? Well, I've been feeling that same way as well, and I decided to incorporate three habits into my life, and I've seen some good returns so far. I feel more connected, I feel closer to my kids, and it didn't cost me any more money. So I just wanted to share those three habits with you. Number one, bring them in for a hug or maybe a headlock. The other day I told my 12-year-old son, come on over here. I'm going to try something new. So I brought him in close and I gave him a hug. Now that may seem simple or natural for you, but for me, I rarely hug my oldest child. And the next day, you know what? He was expecting that hug. So the next day I brought him back in and I gave him a headlock because that felt more natural to me. The point is that physical embrace, that physical connection with our kids communicates something. It communicates, I love you. I'm proud of you. I want to be around you. And I just think kids can't get enough of that. And if you're not used to that physical contact with your kids and you want to start this habit, a good way to start is just when you come back from work. You're coming back, you're reconnecting with your kids, and just give them a hug. Let them know you're glad to see them. You never know how far this simple gesture can go with your kids. Number two, get in that quality time by teaching them a skill. Now, somebody might ask, well, what skills do I teach them? But I think we underestimate the hundreds of skills that we've mastered on a day-to-day basis that our kids have not mastered yet. One of my favorite memories when I was younger of my dad is when he simply taught me how to tie a tie. We were transferring high schools and the new requirement was I needed to wear a tie to school. So when we learned about the requirement, my dad said, I got ties. So he went to the back room, got his ties out, and he taught me how to tie a tie for the next 20 to 30 minutes. Now, 20 years later, my dad has since passed away, but every time I tie a tie as an adult, I think about him. So don't underestimate the little skills that you know that can make a big impact and leave a great memory for your kids. Number three, tell a story during mealtime. What do your kids not know about you that will be good for them to know? Now, I have a family of 8, 6 children, so getting us all together for mealtime takes some coordination because one child has piano practice here, one child has soccer practice there, but it's worth it. Now, for the introverts like me, I bought this book, Dad, I Want to Hear Your Story, and it's a great conversation book because it gives prompts of things to talk about so that I'm not asking the same old questions. How was school? What'd you learn? The other day I used this book at the kitchen table and it asked, what was your first job? So I was able to give my kids the story of my first job as a lifeguard, and my kids asked follow-on questions. Did you save anybody? How much money did you make? And my wife was able to chime in as well and talk about her first job, and we were able to ask them, what do you want to do for your first job? And it was just a rich time of conversation based off that simple prompt about my first job. So mealtimes are a great way to connect with your kids. We have to put our phones down. We got to give undivided attention, and we can make deep connections during mealtime. And the best thing about these 3 tips is they don't require any extra money. They just require intentionality. So fathers, we can do this. Let's make an impact on our kids' life. Let's grow closer so that we can leave a legacy that we can be proud of. Till next time.